This is Mary from Camaj Fiber Arts, and I'm going to do a little scouring study. So this is from Nui Milton. This is, can you see the crimp in that? Oh my gosh, this is the finest merino from Australia that she grows. Let me tell you something about Australia dirt. It's very difficult to get out. So when I scour this the normal way, I have a really hard time getting the dirt out of those tips. So I thought, let me do a little experiment and see how it turns out. So I took a bundle of the locks and I pre-soaked these in Unicorn Power Scour. And a lot of the dirt came off. The tips are still a little bit dirty, but we're going to see how those turn out. This is the soap that I use, Unicorn Power Scour. I have a bowl of scour water, hot scour water, and I'm going to put in a little bit of soap because we're going to squeeze out the dirt. I'm not going to rinse the ones that we're soaking. I'm going to leave them in the soapy water. Not leave them, but I'm going to just let the soap be there. Okay, so that's pretty dirty, and that's still very dirty. So let's go ahead and put them in the hot scour water and see what happens. So we'll give these a little bit of time to scour, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the merino that I soaked overnight, and it didn't get everything out. It may be bits of VM that will come out when you comb them anyway, but then I wanted to do some without soaking it. I scoured it immediately with no soaking, and this turned out pretty darn good too. So here's the moral of this story. You don't have to pre-soak every single wool that you get. You just don't have to do it. I would say sample it, sample a small amount, and see what technique works best for the wool that you have. Now, there were some that I had that were some Lincolns that were absolutely crusty, dirty, and yes, they needed the pre-soak for sure. But anyway, let me dry this and show you how pretty this turns out. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. This is the raw fiber. I just wanted to show you the contrast between the two. Now, this one was pre-soaked overnight, nice and white, and that was with Unicorn Power Scour. This was not pre-soaked, and this was washed with Kookaburra Scour. But here's the moral of this story. Some fibers do not need to be pre-soaked, and you're just wasting your time if you're soaking for a whole night or 2 whole nights or 3 whole nights. Some fibers do just fine right in the scour pot without any prep work whatsoever. What I would suggest is that you sample scouring right from the pot, sample soaking, and see which works best for you, because every wool can be different. Here's another thing about this really fine merino. If you card this, you're going to get a ton of neps. This is a very sound fiber, but it's very tender in the sense that the micron is so small. So if you're going to do anything with this fiber, please do it justice and comb it. Comb it, fizz it off into a comb top, and you will have nothing but beautiful clouds of white fluffy fiber. All right, thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.